Sea Beast. I just watched this a couple days ago, man. I am really impressed with this movie. I've been looking at this movie for quite some time, and I seen when on your Netflix thing, it'll show you something that says set as a reminder. So that I looked at it, I was like, that looks pretty good. But I also seen an article written. You check your phone and you're on Google, and the Sea Beast came up, and I was like, they was talking about how great the animation and everything was. So I checked it out, and man, I was thoroughly, I was thoroughly impressed. This is number 2 on Netflix's charts, and I can see why it's number 2 on Netflix's charts. But it's an hour and 59 minutes. But here's the thing: I had this weird feeling that I would love this movie. This is definitely. It says family movies, children's and family movies. That is definitely what this is. This movie is clean, very, very clean. There's no messages, no anything in this movie that has anything to do with anything. It's just an all-out, very well made movie. And the craziest thing is my life is so busy. I started watching it during the evening when I know I need to try to turn in and go to work because my life is so busy. So I decided to watch it, like almost bedtime, but not almost bedtime. I was getting all into it, and I even saying to myself, man, this movie looks like I could put this on surround sound because the visuals, man, and the animation on here and their facial expressions on here is spot on. And that little girl was so cute, and it was just so cool to actually see a little black girl playing as a lead. Now she was a lead, and so was the guy that was he was a sea monster hunter. So I'm gonna read the plot synopsis and we go from there. I got it on my phone, but it says a young girl stows away on a ship of a legendary sea monster hunter, turning her life upside down as they venture into uncharted waters. Now, I just read the plot synopsis. Now, here's the thing. The legendary hunter was the captain of the ship, but there was a guy that he had up under his wing, was a kid that he took under his wing when his mom and dad ship got taken down by these sea monsters. So what they do is they go around and they hunt these sea monsters and then bring them back to this port. And what they did is they started a war. And so this little girl, she was an orphan because her family got killed by these sea monsters as well. And so what she did was she wanted to meet that guy, which is he was going to be a captain, but he's still young. He's a young cat, But the main captain he's just a captain, man. He's a captain of the ship. But what I love about this movie was, man, this had such a great, diverse cast in it, And, I be nitpicking sometimes. So when they were on the ship, this little girl ends up stowing away on the ship. She tried to talk to the young cat that is up under the main captain. She was she was reading all these books about these, these monster hunters, these sea monster hunters that go out and hunt these sea monsters and stuff. But as the movie progressed, she started, as much as she wanted to be part of it, she stowed away in a beer barrel because he took her and he made her go. You got to watch this movie. I mean, I was paying attention to so much detail in this movie. When there was a part where this green sea monster they was going after this legendary monster that was red. It looked like a whale, but it wasn't a whale. It was some other kind of creature. And then there's uncharted water that they never just venture out to. So they decided this captain, which was this dude was hard. Whoever voiced all these characters and all the little crewmates and on that ship, they did a real good job. I mean, the animation on here was flipping fantastic, man. I mean, it was flipping fantastic. That little girl was so cute, and it was not. You could tell that they didn't rush into making this. My God, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I mean, she was so cute, and then the main captain, man, he thought that he lost his next in command, which was the guy that because when she was close to the guy that was up under the main guy, but then the main captain liked her when he found out, because when they found out she was a stowaway, because they decided to party and drink because they're going to go after this red sea monster. And so they started popping these barrels, and then they popped this one barrel, and they heard this little girl go, ouch! And then the guy that she was close to, that was causing her to, because he told her to go home, because she was in an orphanage. She lived in an orphanage. He lifted the thing up, and he looked at her, and she was upside down, and she was so cute. And then he goes, and they all looked at her as a little girl on the ship, and they're going after this ancient sea monster. So the main captain, he's a big fella. Now, he's a hard ass. And so she gets up and she starts talking about how legendary he is and how this ship is this thing, because the ship had a name that was known around the seaports and all that. And then the guy that was up under him, which was the main character too, he said, well, we get to this port, we'll drop her off. And then the main captain, he said, nah, I like this girl. She's got vinegar in her blood or something like that. He goes, she can stay on. And so he's like mad at her because he's like, and then he said, take her to the, enter and give her, a little room to sleep in. So this black chick, man, she's on the thing, and she's got like a wooden leg, and man, her voice character, and she takes her in there and she opens up this bed, and they got all these knives and stuff, and the little girl's looking at her, and then she takes all these knives out, and the little girl's just looking, and their facial expressions on this was just spot on. But then she puts all these knives and guns away, and then she hands the girl a knife, and then the little girl starts opening up the book all cute, and she starts reading, and she's got a picture of the girl in there. Wow, this is just phenomenal. I'm not gonna really go into detail. All I know is they end up going after that red whale, that red sea monster, and that thing was getting ready to take that whole ship down. She was the cause of that red sea monster getting away, and then the captain got mad at her, and then somehow her and the captain, the guy that's the captain up under him, her and the little girl got out in the sea, and the captain had a gun because he was going to shoot the little girl, because they kept telling him that this thing was going to take the whole ship down. So when he looked like he's getting ready to shoot the little girl or something, this big sea monster came up and swallowed him. And then they looked around, they were inside his stomach, and he took them to this island. And the movie is just I could tell you about who produced and all that, but every time I do that, I end up, butchering the names or anything. But anyway, this is called Sea Beast. It's an hour and 59 minutes, almost 2 hours. Well, I made it away from me at 2 hours, but the animation in here and the action in here, it was so heartwarming, and it just, and it took me 3 days to get through it. And like a big dummy, I was laying in bed, and I decided to put it on. And I like to go to sleep around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I didn't go to sleep till like 10:45 because I was determined to watch the rest of this movie. That's how good this is. Great animation. This is great animation. And Netflix, Netflix is going through a little problems right now, but I hope they can get through it. But anyway, yeah, Sea Beast, the Sea Beast. It's great. It's just so detailed. I mean, man, there was a part where they were in the water with the Sea Beast, and it was getting ready to storm, and they went down inside, and it showed the ocean, and her little expression, and the guy that's going to be a captain, he was just, and they were bonding and all that. I know I'm just jumping around, but this is very enjoyable. It is so enjoyable. God bless, take care, and we'll catch you next video. That's about all I got. I can rant and rave about this, but I'm done. I'm getting on 10 minutes. We'll see you in the next video.